what do you see the biggest public policy challenges from a federal point of view are broken and needs to be fixed now, and so that things can be taken care of?
I think the thread running through all our public policy challenges is long-termism, and we see the two-party system creating these short-term decisions based on what will win votes at the next election. And I see that running through things like climate change, which I think is the biggest public policy challenge of our generation, but also housing. We've had 20 years of policy from both sides of Parliament that increases house prices, and that's created a huge gap between the haves and the have-nots. And we need to take a long-term perspective to get that back in balance, so that if you're in your 20s, it's a reasonable aspiration to think that you could own a house one day, which at the moment it's really not. We also see it on tax reform. Both sides are happy to talk about tax cuts, but no one's willing to talk about where the money will come from to pay for the things that we believe we deserve, like health and aged care, NDIS and a safety net that can help people when they're in trouble. So, and I think we see a gridlock because with the media and the political system, no one's incentivised to actually lead for the long term. It's all thinking about where the votes come from in the next election. And I think that's a fundamental problem that we can actually change with some different long-term thinking in there from people who are not entirely focused on getting into government at the next election.
And also from the theatre of the question time and the politics of what happens at the Parliament. Can you describe a bit more what's your view from a culture point of view, and then how is the culture conducive to first-time independent women coming into the politics, and how is that inducive and conducive?
So the first time I went into question time, it was completely shocking, because in no other environment, in any workplace in Australia, would this sort of behaviour be acceptable. And I think our question time culture is a hangover of a more male-dominated era. And it is seen as part of the tradition, but it doesn't have to be that way. It absolutely should be an opportunity to hold the government of the day to account with robust questioning, but that can be done in a respectful way.